Hey guys, I'm going to do a video really quick and show y'all how I do my calendar for the new catalog season, and also show you something called the No Leads Left Behind binder. It was something that I started in my business after I left conference one year, and I seen the biggest growth out of the whole 7 years I've done my business, and I know it was because of that No Leads Left Behind binder. So I'm going to show you that binder, and I'm also going to show you how I do my calendar, so maybe it'll give you an idea of what you can do for your business. So the first thing is our calendar. So anytime a new catalog starts, I go and I print off blank calendars. So you can just go into Google and type free printable calendars, and you're going to get all kinds of different ideas on there. But this one was blankcalendar2019.com. And so I went off and I printed March through August, so I would have everything ready for this catalog season, and so I can go ahead and plan out my catalog seasons. I like to plan out my business every 3 months, but I wanted to go ahead and just get it all done for this whole catalog season. So what I do is, as you see, it's blank right here. I loved this one because it has the lines, and I'll tell you how I use those lines in just a little bit. But first off, I go through, and if there's a certain day that you know that just doesn't work. So for me, Wednesdays are crazy town for our house. It's Liv has dance, we have church, which she had basketball whenever basketball was going on. So Wednesdays were insane. So I went ahead and I mark off all of the Wednesdays. So you see I've got X's through all the Wednesdays, because I know I have church on Wednesday night, so I'm not going to do a face-to-face party on a Wednesday night. So I went ahead and I marked through all those. Most of the time, I go ahead, I've just not had a chance to completely do this whole calendar, but I normally go through and X out all of my Sundays because that's time with my family. So I don't normally do parties, but whenever it gets to be summertime and ball is crazy and we're always at the ball fields, Sundays I can sometimes squeeze in a quick party. So I go in and I X out all the days that I know for sure are just too crazy to do a party. So maybe if you work a full-time job, if you work nights, then you want to X out those nights. Now I would say don't go through and X out something like, let's say you have a birthday party, so you X out that whole day, because you could always squeeze in a face-to-face party that morning. So just because I have something that day doesn't mean that the whole day is ruined for a party. There's so many times that you can squeeze in a quick morning party or a quick evening party in your Saturdays. There's some days that I do 2 parties a day because that's my goal, or I'm somebody I would love to just get it all done at once. So if I can do 2 parties in one day and my goal is to have 4 parties a month, well then I'm halfway done and I'll use one day. So I then go in and write down when I have my parties. So I already have 2 parties booked for next month, so I've already got those wrote in. So this just at a glance helps me see my parties. It helps me see when I need, how soon I need to get packets out and all that good stuff. Now the lines down here, the reason why I love these lines is because this is where I write in my catalog and online parties. So I personally don't do Facebook parties. I do catalog/online parties, and it's basically where I have them do a catalog party, but I give them the link to share online, and I create them a Facebook event. So when you hear me say a catalog party, mine are catalog/online parties, but I do not do Facebook parties personally. So down here is where I would write in my catalog parties. So whenever I get my catalog parties booked, I'm writing those in here. And then I also love these lines because this is where I'm going to write in my lives. So I plan out, I like to do 1 live a week in my customer group at least. So I like to, Wyatt's ringing the doorbell. Okay. Someone's going to let him in. Okay, anyways, so on one side I'll put in all my catalog parties, and then on this other side here, this is when I'm going to go ahead and plan out my live videos, but also not just plan them out, decide what I'm going to do my video about. So like the first week, I'm going to do a live video about the Hostess and Customer Special. The second week, I'm going to do a live video about the top 10 products for that month. The third week, I'm going to do a live video of a solution set. So some 3 or 4 products that work really well together that I know that my customers would like. The fourth video, I'm going to do a video all about our thermals. So things like that. So I'll go ahead and plan it out. That way I can kind of get ready for it. And it's already in my calendar. So 1, I'm not going to talk myself out of it, and 2, it's going to help me build my business, because doing those live videos are so important for your business. So this is just where I get it all in. And then I also like I'm going to, in March is when I start booking for April. So then I'm going to turn to April and I've already got all that done. I can go ahead and X out all my Wednesdays in April, all that good stuff. So it's just really nice to have this calendar and have it for the whole catalog season so you can start planning out. If you want to do your own event, I like to do my own personal event once every 3 months. So I'm going to plan out when that's going to be in May. But I can go ahead and put it in my calendar. That way we have that. If I get to my parties, I always like to, I always tell y'all to play a booking game to replace the party that you're having right then. And then she can go ahead and book for next month. Or let's say that it's close to the end of March, then I probably wouldn't have her book in April. I would probably have her book at the 1st of May. That way it kind of gives her friends and family, if it's going to be a lot of the same people coming to that party, it gives them a little bit of a break. So that way they're not coming to a 31 party every single month. So that's where I keep up with all of my parties. My face-to-face parties and my events go up here. And then down here is when I plan out my videos that I'm going to do and also my catalog parties that I'm going to do. So this is how I do my calendar. This is the way I literally, in that binder right there, I have every calendar that I've done since I started. So I didn't start it right away. I'm a paper girl. I don't like technology, so I don't trust technology. Or I guess I should say I don't trust technology, so that's why I don't like it. But I'm a pen and paper type of girl. So I've got all of my calendars from when I started doing this like 4, 5, 6 years ago. And they're all in this binder right here. So I've literally kept up with them. And the reason why I do that is because like when we're about to start March, I'm going to pull that binder out. And all the girls that had parties with me in March of last year, I'm going to send them a message and see if they want to have a party. Because I have one girl that she has a party for me in March. She's done a party for me in March every single year for the past 6 years. So it's just something fun that we do. I have a girl that does a party for me every single month in January, and it's because I started that. So they had their parties with me, and then the next year I said, hey, it's been a year since your party. Do you want to do another one? And then it becomes something fun that we do it like that every month. So that's why I always love to keep these so I can have record of who my hostesses were, who I can reach out to if maybe I've not heard from them in a while, things like that. So this is how I do my calendar. Now I also have my own personal calendar where I write down all of my family stuff, but this is strictly my business calendar and I always keep it with me. That way this kind of just slides into my other calendar. That way, if maybe I'm out somewhere and something comes up and I know I've got to block that day out because I can't do parties, I can go ahead and block it here. That way I don't accidentally double book myself. So that's how I do my calendars. Now the next thing is, this is called a No Leads Left Behind binder. And I was at conference one year. If y'all don't know, I'm a huge believer in conference. It always gets me excited. I always grow somewhere in my business. I always leave conference just feeling fired up and ready to go. So a couple of years at conference, we learned about a No Leads Left Behind binder, and I am a very list kind of girl. Like I love lists. I love being scheduled because I think it just really helps me keep everything running. And so I heard about this binder and I just thought it was the best idea. So as soon as I got home from conference, literally within 24 hours of getting home from conference, I went and bought all the materials that I needed to create this binder. And that year that I did my No Leads Left, I actually did it for a couple of years, but that year I seen such a spike in my business as far as growth. I've always done consistently well in 31, but this was like a game changer in me because it made it to where I wasn't forgetting stuff and I was planning stuff, which was making me be intentional about my work. And so this binder really changed the game in my business. And then I'm going to be quite honest with you, 2 years ago in 2016, I got tired of keeping up with that binder and I was like, oh, I can just do this 31 thing for fun and I can remember everybody and I'm just going to kind of do 31. I'll be fine. I can remember everything. And I'll tell y'all what, like it went down fast. My business, thankfully I've always done well in 31, but I was not doing what I was doing. And so I went from like literally my paycheck was cut in half when I quit doing this binder. So I really, after not doing this binder for 2 years, I don't know. I don't know if it's because this new spring catalog is just so gorgeous, or because we have so much new great stuff coming in 31, or it's because our team is just full of awesome rock stars, and because y'all are excited about your business, it's gotten me excited about my business again. I don't know what it is, but I have a new passion for 31 that I've not had these last couple of years. And so I knew if I wanted to really take advantage of this and really grow my business again, that this is going to be what I need to do. I need to get back to the basics of my business, and that's keeping up with my people, because if you're not doing great customer service, then you're not going to have a business long. Okay, so that was my intro into the No Leads Left Behind binder. I'm sure you're like, what is it already? So this is the No Leads Left Behind binder. You just go and get yourself a binder. Normally this pocket right here, I slide my calendar down in. You just got to be good to remember. You're always like checking your calendar if you're not going to put it in your planner. And so whenever I start my office hours, the first thing I'll do is go and make sure I don't need to X out a day, or if I'm maybe out and about and I book a party, because that's happened so many times. I'll have girls be like, oh my gosh, I forgot, I want to do a catalog party with you because I seen you post the hostess special in your customer group or something. And so if you're not going to... You can either keep it in here so kind of all of your 31 stuff is together, or keep it in your planner. But this is just a good pocket. You can make something pretty. You can take a picture of your why. So in 31, we always say that you need to have a why. Like, why are you doing this business? For me, it's so I can stay home with my kids. Now, when we lived in our old house, I could have easily quit doing 31. We could have lived on Craig's income. I mean, not easily. Craig's not making bank, but I mean, it was manageable. But whenever I was doing so well in 31, we decided we wanted to upgrade our house. My goal was to have my own office in 31. And then I just got lazy, to be quite honest. We moved into this house and I was just like, oh, it'll be fine. And then I realized, no, if I want to stay home with my kids, if I want to be able to pick them up from school every day, if I want to be able to go to their class parties, if I want to work from home, I've got to do this business. And so, I have like a bulletin board right here, and I have a picture of the day that we bought this house, and us and our family standing in front of this house. And so it'd be a good idea for me to put that picture right here so I can always see it. So it always gives me a reason to work my business, because that's my why. I want to stay home, but if we're going to keep this house, then I've got to keep, working my business, or, I'm going to have to move on. So anyways, here is the binder. So all you need is a binder. This is like either 1.5 inch or something like that. You don't need it to be very big. You need some of these like tab folders. So you need 31 of them, just 31 of these, some notebook paper. And if you want, another great thing to have is like sleeve protectors or page protectors, whatever they're called. These things right here, okay? So what you do is you're going to get 31 of these folders right here, and you're going to number them. So 1 through 31. And what that is the days of the month. So every month at least has 31 days in it. So you want a tab for every day of the month. And then you want paper so that you can write on it and to do notes and things like that. So you've got yours 1 through 31. Some extra ones that I have is I bought extra ones to do the, let me find it, the months. So I have like January through December. You don't have to. I just did this because sometimes maybe somebody wanted to book a party with me, but she didn't want to do that month. She wanted to do next month. And so I just wrote on here, so-and-so wants to have a party. And then I put that into April's folder, or behind April's tab. And then so at the beginning of April, I would go and look and see if I had anything behind April, and that's who I needed to follow up with. So I've got that. And then, but basically what you do is, so the first thing I'm going to show you is I just delivered a party. So I have all the order forms from the girl that I delivered her party. And so of course, you keep the white part of the order form. So I kept those, I stapled them together. I delivered her party. Now normally I would have taken those order forms and filed them away, and to be quite honest, these last 2 years, I didn't follow up with my people. So I would take I always have the party come to me, and then I bag it up, and then I deliver it to my hostess. It's just something that I do for my hostess, so it's one less thing that she has to worry about. She doesn't have to bag it up or anything. And so, normally 2 years ago, I would have bagged up the party, delivered them to the hostess, and that would have been the last thing. Like, that would have been done. But now that I'm back into this binder, I'm very excited because it's going to help me be more intentional, because back in the day when I did this binder, this is what I did, and me checking back in with those people got me so many parties and extra orders and new customers that it was insane. So I'm telling y'all, I'm crazy that I quit doing this. Now, there's different systems that you can do, but this is just what worked well for me, so I'm wanting to share with y'all to maybe it'll help and work for you. Okay, so I went through and I stapled all the order forms together. So as you'll see, I stapled all the order forms together, and then I put them in this page protector. This is just the front of the, this is just the front of the orders. So like when you go to order history and you're looking at, I just print this off so I can have it handy with all their names on the front of who ordered. So I put this in this little envelope thing. And so I delivered her party to her on a Thursday. And so I want to give her enough time. So I usually do like a full week. I give her about a week to get all of her orders delivered. So I would look at the date, and whatever a week from that day was, I'm going to go find that tab in here. So whenever I delivered it, a week from that date was the 26th. So I'm going to put this in here in the 26th. And so the goal of this is every day you're checking this binder. Every day you're coming. So today is the 24th of this month. So I'm going to flip over to the 24th, and I'm going to see if there's any pages in this binder. Now again, I just started this, so there's not going to be anything in here. And I don't work on Sundays, so there's not going to be anything in here. But the goal is every day you're going to find time to work your business, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, whatever you choose to work your business. And you're going to come in here and you're going to look and see if there's a lead that you need to follow up with. And so on the 26th, when it's the 26th, I'm going to come in here, I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to message every single person and ask, hey, did so-and-so drop your order off? I just want to check in and make sure you're happy with your product. And then that's going to start a conversation. They love it whenever they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I've never had anybody ask me if I'm happy with my purchase. I get that all the time. And so I think that just sets you apart, because nowadays people order from people all the time, whether it's another direct salesperson or a small business. But how many people, think about the last time that you placed an order online, how did they ever like reach out to you the next week, and did they ever say, hey, I just want to check in and make sure you were happy with your product? That never happens to me. And I order from a lot of my direct sale friends. They've never followed back up with me a week later to make sure I was happy with my purchase. So it's just something that my customers love. It's something that I've gained a lot of customers from other people because they wasn't giving them that customer service. So they were coming to me because I do give that customer service. But like I said, when I quit doing this binder, I quit following up with my customers. And so I lost a lot of customers that I had because I wasn't giving them that customer service. So that's just a way for like when you have your parties, you can check back in with them. Another great way is if somebody says they want to book a party with you, and then y'all pick your date, you decide what day you want to do it. Like I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to take a page out, and I have a party on March 9th. So Monday morning, I'm taking her packet. I've already got it sitting out on my desk. So Monday morning, I'm taking her packet. So what I'm going to do is on this page, I'm going to write down her name. I'm going to write down her party date. And then I'm going to write down on Monday the 25th, I delivered her hostess packet. And I also created her Facebook event, because the same day I deliver their Facebook packet, or I'm sorry, the same day I deliver their party packet is when I create their Facebook event. So right now I'm going to have her name, when we're having her party, the date that I delivered her packet, and the date that I created her Facebook event. Now, I'm going to want to check in with her in 3 to 4 days, and I'm just going to check in with her, make sure that she didn't have any questions about what's inside of her packet, all that great stuff. And so I'm going to put this in 3 or 4 days. So does that make sense? Like what you're doing is you're taking this and you're just moving it on the days. So like let's pretend on Monday the 25th, whenever I come into work, I would have put this in behind the 25th, and it's going to say deliver Leah's packet. So I'm going to write in there, delivered her packet. You don't have to write in there because you know if you've done it or not, but I know I delivered her packet. Now I know I'm going to check in with her on Wednesday and make sure she doesn't have any questions about her packet. So Wednesday is the whatever, I think it's the 27th. So then I'm going to turn to the 27th and I'm going to put that in the 27th. So I know whenever I'm checking these tabs every day, it's helping me remember what I need to do in my business. It's helping me remember which hostesses I need to check in with. If I have a girl that says, oh my goodness, like I want a large utility tote on sale so bad. Like I want to buy one for myself and then get one for a friend, but I don't get paid till Friday. Is there any way that you can remind me on Friday? Absolutely. I'm going to write down so-and-so wants to order a large utility tote. Now, as we know, she can't on Friday because Friday is the end of it. But this is where I'm going to put that, this is where I'm going to have, I've already lost my train of thought. Every, like, text come down and it gets me off of my train of thought. Anyways, we know that the large utility tote sale is going to be done by Friday, but we're just saying this as an example. So I know that she doesn't get paid till Friday, but she wants to order. So normally the old Jamie, when I didn't have this binder, I would have been like, I will remember that. I will remember to get with her on Friday. And then let's be real. We're women, we're busy, and I forget to check in with her on Friday, and I just lost a sale. But not with the binder. Now with the binder, I'm going to write down so-and-so wants to order on Friday, and then whatever the date is for Friday, I'm going to put this paper in there, and it's going to be a nice reminder for me because I'm going to check this binder every day. Now, you're going to have your days that, like I said, normally I do not do any kind of work on Sundays. I've been trying to do, I'm wanting to start doing videos on Sundays because let's be honest, I've already got makeup on from church, and so I'm not going to scare y'all. It's better than me trying to do a day where I look a hot mess. But as far as like office work, I don't work on Sundays because that's time with church and family and all that good stuff. So I'm never going to put in a paper on a Sunday. So I don't have to worry about checking this on a Sunday. Or if you have a crazy day where you know you're not going to do any 31 work, maybe Mondays are insane for you, then you know not to put one of these papers behind a Monday. Okay, so you get to pick what day you want to put it in. So this has just been huge for me. If you know somebody was wanting to sign up, but this maybe isn't the right month for them. Let's say you checked in with them. You was like, hey, I think you were so good at 31, and y'all start talking about it, and she's like, man, I would love to join, but this month just isn't the best month. Maybe next month. And then you write on here, so-and-so wants to join April, or March isn't a good month. I'm going to check back with her in April. And then you're going to put this in April so you're ready to see her again and talk to her. And then it helps you decide where you're not talking to the same people over and over again. You're adding new leads into your binder. And when you first start out, especially if you've just started doing this business, you're not going to have people in here every single day, but that's fine. You work up to it. Some days you'll turn this and you won't have any behind your dates. And me, even doing this for 7 years, there'll be days that I turn to this and I have nothing. That doesn't mean that you don't have any work to do. You can always find work to do in 31, but it just helps you stay accountable. It helps you remember to follow up with people. And when you're following up with people and when you're taking care of your customers, they're going to come back to you. So I'm starting this binder again. I'm so excited. This party that I delivered last week is the first thing that went into this binder. That's why it looks so small, and it doesn't look like I'm doing it, because I'm not. I literally just started this again, but that's because I know how much of a game changer it was. Now, I will tell you, if you start this binder and you do it for a couple of days and you're like, this isn't working for me, I really stress you, try it at least a month or two. You really have to try stuff. Like I always tell people, if you have one Facebook party and it does awful, that doesn't mean you quit having Facebook parties. You've got to try it several times. You have to find a rhythm. If you do one Facebook party and it bombs, I'm sorry, not Facebook, one face-to-face party, and it bombs, that doesn't mean you quit doing face-to-face parties. You just change it up a little bit, or you find what works for you. Just like when you were a kid and you started riding a bike, you did not get on that bike and take off. It did not just come to you, and it was just that easy. It took practice. It took you keep trying, and that's just like that with 31. So it's just something that I really it really helped me. It really helped me accountable. It really helped grow my business. And then it got me wanting to put stuff in here. So if I was wanting to follow up with somebody, but I just talked to her about like her having a baby, because you never want to be, like spammy. So every time you talk to somebody, it shouldn't be about 31. So maybe I just had a conversation with her about her new baby, and then I want to follow up with her in 2 weeks about something with 31. Then I can make a paper for her and put her in that. So this was a game changer for my business. 2 years ago when I quit doing this, my business dropped. Literally my paycheck was cut in half. So just an idea for y'all. I wanted to show you how I do my calendar and how I do my binder. I'm getting back to the basics in my business because I want to make some more money. If you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to help you. We'll be doing this binder together, so I'm excited. But yeah, that's it. So y'all have an amazing day. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.